Stanley Kubrick's movie 2001: A Space Odyssey uses sound to complement what's going on in the movie. Sound plays such a big role that it could be considered its own character in some points of the film. Not only does sound play a huge role, but the lack of sound also plays a massive role. Sound design is defined by the book as the art of creating the sound for a film. There's no doubt that comes to mind when saying Kubrick made the creation of sound in this film an art of itself. The digital polyphony states the use of silence is much like the use of music. Due to lack of sound and dialogue, we are forced to watch the scene intently. The use of silence has a tremendous effect on the viewer because sounds aren't guiding the viewer through the movie. They have no idea what to expect because of the silence. According to The Lost Penguin in sound design, the film radically redefined the way that audiences and critics alike understood the interaction between image and music, and opened the door for the possibility that the whole soundscape. This includes dialogue, effects, and music. It is also seen that 2001: A Space Odyssey is the first film to use sound design similar to how we use it today. A film relating in sound design and overall concept is Alfonso Cuarón's Gravity. These two films are not only similar because of the concept of space, but the use of sound design is very similar between the two. When Cuarón wants to make the viewer notice the emptiness of space, he cuts out all the soundtrack. This is very similar to what Kubrick does when Hal locks Dave outside of the spacecraft. Let's analyze that scene.
Open the pod bay doors, please, Hal. Open the pod bay doors, please, Hal. Hello, Hal, do you read me? Hello, Hal, do you read me? Do you read me, Hal? Do you read me, Hal? Hello, Hal, do you read me? Hello, Hal, do you read me? Do you read me, Hal?
Affirmative, Dave. I read you.
Open the pod bay doors, Hal.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
There are three main shot views a viewer can easily point out. The interesting thing between these shots is the sound changes just enough to make the scene very intense without the use of strong sounds. Kubrick takes comfort in using silence to add to films. Whenever there's a scene pictured with space, it's always very silent, and then we hear Hal's voice come into play. Even though Hal has a very monotone voice, his lines still make the scene very intense because of the delivery. Another thing we can hear with these three different scenes, room sounds that come with the scene. For example, in space, we have no sound at all, and just the sound of the voices communicating. And in the spaceship, we have the room noise. And then in Dave's aircraft, we have slight room noise. The silence in the space scenes break up the two characters, which make for an intense conversation.